elaborate what the artist can carve over there. But then it's covered with the beeswax, and then they start putting the beads in there. Each one is put in individually. They don't make any pattern first. They don't make any sketch. He gets into a meditative state, and once he's, in that state, he starts just to present the artwork. It just comes to him, and he starts creating the artwork. This is a hikara. It's basically a gourd, and they cleaned it up. They put some wax on the inside to make a beautiful geometric pattern there. That's amazing. Then this is one that's even more phenomenal. This is another hikara with miniature beads. These are tiny. You have to use a magnifying glass so you can see some of them. And those are also more, high-end beadwork. Still has some of the different symbols that they use. He's even started coming up with his own line of t-shirts. He's been working with a couple. Here, see a t-shirt right here with some symbols on it. So he's always coming up with new ideas. What they'll also do is make have a yarn painting, and then what they'll do is take a photograph of it, and then they print it on a nice acid-free paper, museum quality paper, and this could either be a print or it could be a card, and then they'll put some glitter on there to decorate it. Cilau right now has about a 1.5 year waiting list. If you want to get one of his pieces, you have to wait that long. He's gearing up for the big international folk art market in Santa Fe, New Mexico. It's a huge fair. You have to be invited. It's very hard to get in, so he's getting ready for that. He's going to be going to the United Nations in a couple weeks to speak on a forum for indigenous culture and indigenous rights. They're in the process of fighting with trying to negotiate and prevent a mining company from Canada from coming into their land to do open pit mining and other mines where they force cyanide. It's going to kill the land there. So they're trying to bring awareness to that situation. Now the beadwork you see here, this is a sample of more of the typical ones that kind of the women would wear. That's about a week's worth of weaving. All of those, that's just, I can't imagine how they do it. But they get the flowers and the leaves and everything, all made out of beads. His mother and sister have been designing some beautiful high-end beadwork. These are beads featured in, here's the Vogue magazine and some of the other magazines, Glamour and Elle, and different women's magazines, fashion magazines that feature these beads. Now these beads are imported from Japan and the Czech Republic. And later on we'll give you a chance to take a closer look. They're just spectacular. You see how they glisten in the light? Some are so small they're almost the same size as a grain of sand. Yet the artisans weave and make the different jewelry out of those beads as well. So quite phenomenal. And I guess they're even into making this little gaudy, jewelry, little rings here. These are actually bottle caps that have been decorated and turned into earrings. These are little magnets. Same thing, bottle cap, but they have magnets in the back. And then his father, in his spare time, makes these cool little bracelets. They're just woven. Like when he's watching TV or listening to music, you just pull it open, put it on your wrist, and you close it up. And there you go. It stays on your wrist. And these are for sale today, too. So anybody sees anything they like. I should also mention, we're at the tail end of our tour. Our final day is going to be this Wednesday at the Framingham Margaritas. I have some cards there to pass out if you want to come out and see him again in action at Margaritas. Now, even Cilau, can you podemos mostrar sus pulseras? You can see he's made his own bracelets as well with the very fine micro beads that he uses. And the outfit that he's wearing, the clothing, is actually made, is very traditional type of clothes. You can always tell the Huichol by the way that they dress. They have beautifully embroidered clothing, men and the women. And that's even similar if you go to southern Mexico, the state of Chiapas, you'll still find people, and of course in Guatemala you'll find people who are dressed in their native and